to unlock it, and he's phone set on the table, just so I didn't have anything break or whatever. And so Emma's taken care of. And if somebody needed to call Mike and tell, I didn't know where Mike was yet. I didn't know if he even knew. And so I wanted them to be able to have it. So that's why he's like, stop fighting me. And then all three of them are physically shoving me over to the car. Three of these grown men are getting me over there, and then he starts to shove me in, and I was going to hit my head, and I said, wait, and I started fighting, and I said, wait, hold on, let me sit down, just let me sit down. And they were hurting me really bad. That's probably when they did this, was before I even got into the car.
At what point were you Mirandized?
I don't think I ever was, and I think I might have been YouTube streaming it the whole time.
So which officer's badges do you want?
Well, I actually asked Langlois for his badge number, and he said I don't need it.
Right. And that was before he grabbed.
That was before, long before he grabbed me.
Yeah, because when I told you that I saw him coming from the township hall, I said, oh, he's on. You were on the phone. I said, oh, he's back.
Yeah.
He's coming. So when I dealt with her.
Who complained?
Huh?
Who was the one that started complaining?
We don't know, but we suspect, Rebecca and I suspect there was.
Somebody in the township.
3 people came up. A guy came up this way. 2 ladies came up. They had masks on. They stood a good distance and wanted to know what we were doing. I said, it's a petition for, explained it, and then they walked away. And shortly thereafter is when the whole scenario started.
Mary Lou Knowingheis is the one that came out.
Yep.
Initially.
I wasn't there when she came out the first time.
Pardon?
I wasn't there when she came out the first time.
No, she came out, and then I walked back with her and got that, and she made a photostat copy. She took it off the bulletin board before you walk in the doors there. She took it off, she made a copy, and I brought it back, and that's when I text you. I can actually go back on the text and tell you approximate what time that was today.
And I asked them repeatedly what law was I breaking, because the law that I have says I have the right to be there.
You're right.
And he said, that's for another day. You can fight that out in court. You'll have your day in court. We don't settle those issues here.
That's when that all started?
Oh, yeah. The whole way through, I'm like, what law am I breaking?
Yeah, exactly.
What's trespass? How? What? They don't own the property. It's public property.
Apparently, Dar talked to the sheriff. Now, I don't want to get this wrong, okay? And I don't want to drink.
Well, then don't say it just yet.
Okay.
But.
Oh, shut up.
No, well, just because.
Yeah, bingo.
Yeah, you're not sure. We're streaming, so.
He said the owner of the property doesn't want you there.
And yeah, that's what he said. He said the owner of the property. And I said, we are the owner of the property. In fact, that other voter that was over there, he said, I'm the owner of the property. I live here. I pay taxes here. He literally said to me, do you pay to cut the grass here? Yeah. I said, yeah, we're all taxpayers. What are you talking about?
I know his name. He texted me the video.
We'll take it a step further, because I don't know where Doreen lives, but Rebecca and I pay the millage on that building.
Yes, we do. Oh, so do I.
You too?
Yeah. I got Green Lake.
But I just couldn't believe it when I told them.
Guys, doesn't it show you where we're headed?
But I told them they were hurting me, and he was gonna hit my head on the car, and
Yeah.
I begged them to let me sit into the car,
Yeah.
and he just kept screaming at me that I was whatever, resisting or
Right.
whatever he was saying, stop fighting. And I said, no, I want to sit in the car. And so he took me and he shoved me in there. Of course, I'm cuffed behind my back, and that's when I got that.
Do they have something?
Oh, and then it was so hot in there because I think he had the heat on originally, and I couldn't breathe. And of course, I'm upset, and I'm trying to calm down, but I have asthma and everything else, and I was trying to breathe, and I'm begging them, I'm screaming at them, please, can you just open the door? Can you crack the window? Something, I can't breathe, please. I said, the cuffs are hurting me and I can't breathe. Can you please do that? And they wouldn't do that.
Yeah. What's the next step?
And then at the end, he said, it's not personal. He said, well, he's calling over the radio. What's the MCL? So he can write me the ticket, right? And I said, and nobody's answering. He's looking on a spreadsheet. None of the other deputies knew. And so I said, well, it's probably in chapter 750. And if you give me my phone, I can look it up for you.
Did you really?
I did. I waited a while because I was like, how do I word this? So then he says to me,
I love it.
he says to me, he must have just gotten the call back. And he goes, well, you seem to know your statutes. I said, yes, I do. And then I had told them, you know, earlier I was telling them about, I said, statute MCL 168.744, subdivision 2 and subdivision 3, they say that we have the right to be there as long as we're outside of the 100 feet. And he said, well, this is a township ordinance. You're violating the ordinance. This says, well, get this. So when the sheriff is on the phone with me, the sheriff actually says to me, well, I think there was just some miscommunication, which obviously there was between me and Dar and him and Dar and me, obviously. But he says the township ordinance issue and the election law, they're totally unrelated. So it doesn't matter that there's an election law that allows you to be there to circulate the petitions. If the township says you have to leave, then you're violating trespassing laws by not leaving. And I said, if this was private property, I could understand that.
Right.
But this is not private property.
Right.
And none of them would just look at the law. Before I was handcuffed, I said, I have
Nobody
it right.
studies the law.
I have it right here.
Right.
And I said, I have all the constitutional provisions that say we have the right to be there. I have the law itself that says we have the right to be there. I have the whole thing. I said, if you continue to go down this road, you can't. He just kept saying, I have orders. The prosecuting attorney says it's okay. And I said, your prosecuting attorney, well, first of all, I said he was stupid. Or she, I don't know. And I said, but you don't have the right to do that. And I'll tell you what, you can't hide behind that, because if you continue down this road violating our rights, then it's abuse of process, it's malicious prosecution, and you'd also be violating 18 USC section 241.
You're exactly right.
Trucker Randy's calling.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure he is.
Sure, he wants to get a stab cell. Shut up, Rod.
So, yeah, I don't. This is insane. It's.
Sorry for
I mean, the skin is all obviously torn up,
Well, the skin is broken. You have swelling. There's redness and bruising,
and then
and then a cut.
I have no idea what else might have been hurt, but at least it's not my head, because that's what I was worried about. The way that no one, 3 grown men, 6 hands, nobody could cover my head so that I didn't hit my head on the way into the vehicle.
Well, the issue here is you weren't Mirandized.
Yeah.
But one of the
many.
issues.
Yeah, one of the many.
So what I just told Emma, hey, you're not even doing your schoolwork, baby girl.
Signatures. That's what I'm upset about.
What's that?
We lost so many signatures.
Did you?
Well, and here's the thing.
It's busy. It's this time of the
And they
cars
can't claim that there were none, because literally as he's saying this, you don't have a right to be here. We had 2 women that had walked right up that came over to sign,
Yep.
and he says, you don't have a right to be here getting these signatures.
That's
And they were like, oh, and they turned around and walked
Yep.
away.
Oh boy.
So I saw it with my own eyes.
You
Plus
did it?
there was the guy
Yeah,
earlier.
come on. That
Nothing
was
on video?
So
Those
that
2
counts.
women might be on video.
They might
That
be, and I
counts
haven't
as
looked
voter
at the video
intimidation by
that
police
Karen
officers?
sent me. He was shaking.
There's
They wanted to arrest him, and he was like freaking out because he had to go pick up his daughter. And I go, no, just have some water, breathe.
Yeah, it's
But he
it's
videotaped it
hogwash.
all. He
Guys,
sent it to me.
girls.
So, what I told Emma was, On the way over here, oh man, that hurts. On the way over here, I was telling her, sometimes when you always got to do the right thing, and sometimes it's really, really hard to do the right thing.
That's right.
But you got to do it anyway.
That's right. I'm proud of you, Catherine. I am.
So that's
Proud of you.
she
You
was
are.
here.
My hat's off to you, and I'm with you. I'm proud of you.
It
There's
was
a lot of talkers, a few doers.
Yeah, and it was a God moment because
That's right.
Rebecca did childcare, so she was
Sure.
the one that sat with Emma.
Yep.
So
That's good.
you know what I mean?
Well, I said to Dara, I says, I think Emma's with. I'll go get Emma. If he,
Well, and that's why I originally told them, I was like, somebody's got to call him because he's far away to call you. Didn't know if you got my message on the.
I didn't get your
But the
message, but
blessing
somebody's
is-
like, "Is Catherine really being arrested?" I went,
That's because
"Where the hell?"
Yeah. Well, I saw the video and it said,
to Lori.
video of you being arrested, and I immediately texted Mike, okay, are you bailing her out or am I?
I'm 5 minutes away.
That's why I knew that you would be the closest one. So that's why I said, in case things go ugly,
But
I knew that.
it was because I happened. She was filming, or that guy was filming,
Yeah.
or whatever, and I happened to see it was my township hall. I was like, I know exactly what that is.
What you saw it on Facebook?
YouTube.
Oh, you
Yeah, I saw it on YouTube.
I'm just
Immediately texted Mike,
on the other guy's channel?
and I saw yours.
I don't even know
Oh.
what it was. Lori posted it to our group.
I saw yours and it
probably
wouldn't
mine.
load.
Yeah.
It wouldn't load, and it just said, I'm being arrested. That's all the heading said, and yeah.
Yeah, and I had sent one to.
Is it still going or did it?
Yeah. Do you,
And that's
I
you
go,
want to
she's
read
being
what
arrested. I said she's
what
being
rights we
arrested
have
right
and which
now.
ones they violated?
Yeah, I'll read that.
Because
Can
I
you grab
wanted
me
her to
my
know, 'cause I figured she
Can you
could
grab my
handle
lip gloss out of the purse, please?
So
'Cause
she
I'm-
sent the link in our
Yeah.
group core chat.
Yeah.
And that's where I clicked on it.
And I don't know
to see
how well
what was
that
going
works.
on. Yeah.
Still want to text her.
That is why I told my team exactly where I would be. I called my husband and I called Lori on a group
Yeah.
phone call, and I was like, I'm going to this place first. I have another guy who. That's not okay. Thanks.
Did you ever find out who the other guy is? That you're supposed to
did
be
anybody-
that got arrested?
Yeah, was he still sitting there? Did anybody?
Him? No, nobody knows. I asked Mike. He doesn't know. Lori doesn't know. Nobody knows who he is.
Okay.
And he's not listed. She doesn't show as somebody that's not as being at that precinct today. So
Trucker Randy texted all caps, call me now.